All right, so inside of Fish, we have a brand new spot that is actually the best for money. And I'm going to be showing you this in today's video alongside the current strategies once this is removed. Now, this is only for a limited time since this is more of an event-based one. So I'll be showing you that alongside the best ways you can optimize for this. So first thing to note is obviously some of the main zones people like to farm at. I'll show you those real quick. So I know Castaway Cliffs is one of the more common ones people fish at. Now, obviously Castaway Cliffs is great and all, but there are some methods that kind of outdo this. So I'm heading over to Castaway Cliffs. Now, I do note, and today might just be your lucky day, but if you're watching this video within 1 week of it coming out, then you will actually be able to enter into my Roblox set giveaway. I'm going to be giving away every single fish for this. And to enter, all you need to do is go down and click that hype button and then hype this video and then go and comment your Roblox username down below. But once again, hype this video, comment your Roblox username, and that will enter you into the Roblox giveaway. And I'm going to be giving this away to multiple people. As a quick thing, Castaway Cliffs has been not nerfed, essentially. That's weird, but kind of like outdone performance-wise compared to other zones. So it's not the worst zone you could fish at, but it's not the best. So obviously a lot of people fish here over at Castaway Cliffs. Now, the quick note for performance-wise, I will be showing you some tips on how to increase that, is when you're fishing right, your rod is very necessary to note. So a lot of the fish here in Castaway Cliffs are very easy to catch. And for the most part, right, you want to fish here during an aurora, during nighttime. And then for the most part, the two fish you can catch here, as you see, they prefer this weather, autumn. Both of them prefer autumn during night, and then use an aurora. And then you want to get the fish head bait. So the fish head bait is what's going to boost your overall chances to get everything. So I'd use the fish head bait while you're fishing here. You can get good luck and money out of this. So you'll fish here for that. Now, the next thing is going to be when you are fishing here, though, I would really only recommend doing it during an aurora, which is probably the only time it'll be more valuable to fish here. So once again, fish here really only during an aurora. Now, as a quick note, you can join a server with an aurora, and most likely if you see an aurora ran consistently for like 2 nights in a row, most likely a hacker's AFK running that. So it's most likely they're AFKing, and you'll be able to consistently get a good amount of auroras out of that. Now, another thing to note about this is most likely if you can't find a server with a hacker running auroras, there's actually a macro, which will be at the end of this video, and it has a server hopping function. Like, it's just straight up like the best macro. Not only can you AFK money with this, but you can also use the server hopping function to join servers with auroras. It is super overpowered. I'd recommend checking that out. So the next zone we're going to check out is actually going to be one of the current metas a lot of people are using. And so this is where it starts to get a lot more confusing. So it used to be Sunstone Island was the best, or the Key Whispers was the best. So people used to farm all these different things. Now, what's currently the best because of the fish giving event is actually going to be specific zones that allow you to get the new turkey, which I'll show you and explain that in a second. So there's multiple zones that give turkeys, right? So as you can see here, there are a ton of different turkeys you can get. There's the Coral, Frosty, Ghost, Lost, Magma, Mossy, Murky, Pilgrim, Pioneer, Turkey, Pirate, Poseidon, Slate, and Sunny. Now, these all are from different zones, but one of the main things to try to consider when you are fishing for these is their chances and rates. So if you want to just go ahead and you can open up all of these, I'll show you my preferral spot for this. But as you see, the Sunny turkey, best caught at Sunstone Island. And say you're using Ruinous Oath with an aurora, say you have Merlin's Luck, you're using the preferral of all the weather events and all that, you'll have around a 5 to 10% chance to get it. Next, this Slate one, similarly, it is going to be way higher. But as a quick note, all of them have the exact same value and all that. This Slate tuna, this is caught at Maple Meadow, like exclusively there. So you're using Ruinous Oath, Roar, and all that, an even higher percent chance. And then it's pretty much similar to all of these, but my personal recommendation is going to be fishing specifically in one zone. But this is what I'm talking about. So the average value you're going to get from these is almost 13,000. The base is 20,000, and the great amount of XP you get. It has one of the highest price to KG rates out of any fish in the game, next to like exotics like boots and all that. But that's another great thing to note is boots. So if you want to check the value of like this is a big mastered boot, 1.7 kg, so a bit bigger than usual. Take this, see what the value is. Can you tell me the price of this fish? This fish is worth 53,000. So obviously not too great, probably had a bit of a micro nerf, but this is really good considering you can catch this in the spot we're going to be grinding. So we're going to head on over to the optimal spot right now. Another reason for this is not only can you get things like the mastered boots, but you can also get turkeys at a really high rate. But one of the main things to note is this new zone actually will allow you, there's a specific spot, we're going to be heading on over to Maple Meadow. There's a specific spot in Maple Meadow where you have higher rates. Another thing for this is alongside the higher rates, you're also going to have a good chance at getting the boots. Since this is a designated zone, yes, but it also is for some reason doesn't have its own exclusive bestiary, so it counts as fishing in the ocean, meaning you can get both ocean fish and mastered boots. So we're going to be coming in here. Now, another thing to note is you can use the new bait because you have a 20% chance for an 8 Dex mutation, which is good value. But you're gonna come on over to this back section and just fish in here. And this is where I've had the best luck. So you're gonna fish in this section right here, and you're gonna have a higher chance on average to get every single new fish and all the turkeys, because unlike any other zone where you can only catch the one turkey, because that was the one thing where, like, if you want to get one turkey, you have to go to one zone. If you want another turkey, you have to go to another zone, right, to get all the turkeys for the whole event. If you just fish here, you can catch every single turkey, which is like the main benefit. So you can literally just fish here, and since you can catch every turkey, you have a really high chance to get one in general. And then alongside that, if you fish during autumn, their preferral is autumn season with insect bait. So if you use insect bait, obviously you'll have only 35 preferral, as you see, which is why I'd recommend some other bait, which you can get these bait crates actually really easily. You can just buy them. So they're either going to be right at the front, or you can buy them just like right here. So I'm gonna buy a few and show you. So yeah, the new bountiful crates. This is the piece. The one we're trying to get is, I think, the pumpkin pieces. Yeah, the pumpkin pieces, as you can see, universal luck 150. So this is the best one you can use. Preferral luck, this is applicable to the turkeys 120. So really good value out of using this bait specifically and fishing in this section, and you'll catch these really commonly. And if you see Overlord Sea Prince on the Luminescent Oath or Ruinous Oath or anything to get a around 7 to 9x is the recommended rate of mutation value, you can make stupid amount of money. And on top of that, you also can get the chance for gravy from that. But for the most part, you should definitely take advantage of this, because just like everything, they're probably going to nerf it. And it's probably also, you know, it's only limited, only going to be here for another few days. I'd recommend taking advantage of this, but I will see you on the next one.